football time. Good morning.
What's up, Kenny?
It's good to see you. Hopefully this segment won't go as badly as yesterday's first segment did.
Why was yesterday's first segment bad?
I don't remember anything I said during it. That's how mad I was at one point.
You're trying to take it all in stride.
I do too. Shedeur is starting on Sunday. And the first thoughts I had, because I saw him struggle so badly on Sunday, was fear. I was struck with fear.
Fear?
Struck with fear.
What is to be afraid of?
I guess there's nothing to be afraid of. They're 2-8, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, what are you going to do? You're going to lose another game, throw another log on the fire. However, there is a sense of, and I've said this, I've become a desperate man. And when people are desperate, like when you're in a mode of security, you can't believe, like you ever see Trading Places? Mm-hmm. I can't believe Lewis would stoop to stealing salmon out of a party and stuffing it down his jacket dressed as Santa Claus. Well, he's a desperate man. This is what desperate people do. Lewis would have never thought of that. And now here you are, and I feel I'm basically I got the dirty beard, and we were in the playoffs once, and I've gone back into the club to steal the salmon and point a gun at everybody and swing around and go crazy with a bunch of fake pills and try to plant them on Eddie Murphy. Now I can't remember his character's name, and I love that movie. That's what I've become. I'm that character. And it's bad to feel that way. So I'm now finding myself in desperate situations. Like yesterday, we got in this huge knockdown dragout. And the whole crux of it was that, every time I say crux, you know what I'm thinking of. The crux of it is that 31 other teams ain't giving their backups any first team reps. But the Browns did. And when the Browns did, and I know Baker didn't get any first. That was a different regime and a different time. But when the Browns did, it makes them open to that criticism. And we texted Brian yesterday about it, who's going to join us this morning at 8:40. Volunteered his time. Thanks to Brian in Boston, who's going to come on, the great Brian Hoyer, who's going to join us this morning at 8:40. And I'm like, I know that's not the way the NFL works. But the issue is that the Browns are not like the rest of the NFL. And that's really the problem, is we just don't do things the way functioning organizations would do them. And
there was a debate. There was a huge debate about that.
Every time we come close, yesterday, we don't really do it.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, I'm not afraid at all because the Browns are playing a
Billy Ray Valentine. Thank you very much, Pumpkinhead. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
And his counterpart got to have a very, very nice evening with Jamie Lee Curtis. So. It wasn't all that bad. He was desperate, but it wasn't all that bad.
Louie!
So,
can't believe she got into bed stark naked with him, and he was sick. I'm like, what are you doing?
In her
You're
prime.
Get sick, dear.
In her prime. Not Jamie Lee Curtis from The Bear. Very different Jamie Lee Curtis.
I don't care. Jamie Lee Curtis in her prime or Jamie Lee Curtis out of her prime is perfectly fine with me.
So, here's why. Maybe it's because I've gone into the Shidor thing with the lowest of expectations. He's a fifth-round pick. Jason Lloyd had reporting over the weekend that this was a redshirt year. They weren't going to play him. That's how much of a project they thought he was. Looking around the league, a lot of people were like, yeah, this he was never supposed to play right away. He was never supposed to play and be ushered in to start this early in a career. That's how raw he was. That's how much of a contrast this was going to be from his life at Colorado, where it was a very, very different setup for him. That is where I was with Shedeur. I never came into this thinking, especially after the combine, when people were like, whoa, this is not a first-round pick. This is not a top 10 pick. This isn't even a first 2 days pick. This is somebody who you put on the shelf and hope to develop over time. So that's where my mind was, even though we talked about him a ton. That's where my mind was the whole time. So that's why this week I'm like, they're playing the Raiders, bad team. You have another full day to get ready for them. You saw how bad they looked last night. And he gets a full week with the full reps. This to me is like house money in this situation. I didn't go and buy a Shedeur Sanders jersey. I'm not living and dying with every snap and every call at the line, the cadence on whether or not the offensive lineman could even hear him. So for me, I'm just going to sit back and enjoy it on Sunday. I am not life or death on this guy. I'm certainly not going to be life or death in his first start as an NFL game. I'm going to go into Sunday assuming he's going to be bad. And if he's good, well, you know what? This is going to be some fun, over the next month, maybe more. That's where I'm at.
You're not going to be hopeful?
I'm not hopeful.
Because if you assume he's going to be bad, it's like you abandon hope.
Yeah, I have no hope. Because
216-474-0092. Do you assume he's going to be bad on Sunday? Do you abandon hope?
They have.
I'm dead serious.
They have 2 first-round draft picks next year. My guess is, and when they took him in the 5th round, I'm like, it's a flyer. He's not a part of the future of the Browns. But that's very different from his fans and a certain fraction of the Browns community who are treating him like every draft pick we've ever had. Yes, he has a superstardom. There is a gravitational pull to him that I talked about yesterday that most guys don't have coming in the league, let alone 5th rounders. Man, guys in the 1st round. J.J. McCarthy didn't come into the NFL with that kind of aura, and he was a national champion at Michigan. So this has always been a different guy, but I'm trying to have a tunnel vision about it. All right, 5th round guy, very raw, around the league. I mean, you could see it. Yesterday, I told Ken this. I said, I scoured all the football guy podcasts. The guy, and then the analytical guy podcast. It's so funny. Shidor was an afterthought yesterday, except on the debate shows. On the debate shows, it was a big deal. On the football podcast, the Smart Guy podcast, they're like, we're not talking. It's a 5th round pick. He's not supposed to be good. Why are we wasting oxygen?
I'm interested you brought that up because I got to tell you, the Nate Tice's of the world and things like that, which I subscribe to Nate Tice's podcast. And he does good work. See, that's
Robert Mays, Bill Barnwell.
I got to admit, if we were in Pittsburgh
Breer and Connor Orr,
or we were in Chicago or something like that, I don't think that you and I would be discussing this matter whatsoever. I mean, it would be Aaron Rodgers, Mason Rudolph. It would be Caleb Williams. Has he turned the corner? Ben Johnson, or is this team for real? Which, by the way, they're 7-3, looking pretty damn good, I got to tell you. And I was worried about that offensive line in Chicago. But when it comes to those guys, listen, you really Nate Tice. Nate Tice was an assistant. Nate Tice was a high-level college quarterback. His father was a head coach in the NFL. I went to Nate Tice's stuff before Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
So does Nate Tice need to get involved in the Shedeur Sanders stuff and deal with everything? No. We do, because he's right here. He's here in Cleveland. And because, again, I toy with the desperation of trying to find a way out of this mess as quickly as possible, knowing that it probably ain't going to go that way. I remember things that I've said to you, and I remember telling people, and I said this again yesterday, is where, if they never would have played him, if he would have never played, I would have to assume I'm a desperate person. The team is very desperate for a starting quarterback. I would assume that he wouldn't have it, and that you would go on in a different direction for a quarterback. And in fact, I'm like, hey, every mock draft, every time I sit down with the pencil and paper and write the things down, it's like I got quarterbacks that I'm looking at. And until he proves differently, I'm going quarterback until proven otherwise, instead of until proven otherwise, I'm taking away a quarterback. That's the way some people are looking at it. I'm telling you, people are looking at it differently. However, when I see him out there, it's like this, okay, maybe he'll do it. Maybe he'll be that guy. And then when he didn't do it on Sunday, and he really didn't do it on Sunday, I'm like, oh, God, it's just another one. And now my favorite team's going to get skewered. Now people I like are going to get skewered. And hell, I even looked at it and I go, why did you do the things you did? I came to your conclusion a couple months later. Remember, you were ripping. Why are you guys calling this a competition? This is no competition. Why are you guys running with 4 quarterbacks? You should not be running with 4 quarterbacks. Why are you doing things and giving one guy reps with the... You said this. Why are you giving reps with one guy with the first team and the other guy's not, but you're still calling it a competition? It's not a competition. Why is he here then? Why would you do these things, and how are they not going to blow up in your face? And they blew up in our face on Sunday. And I don't think the fallout is over, because I think that this Sunday, I'm like, how far behind is he? And how much can he really catch up in a week? Because the Raiders are bad. I don't know how much of the game you saw last night. I saw the Cavs.
That was an instant skip last night.
I saw the Cavs next to the next to the game last night. I put the Peacock audio on because I was like, oh, let's try out the Peacock audio. I left the Peacock audio on, but from what I saw, it's like Myles Garrett could have a hell of a day on Sunday. And he's had some great days already. He could. I said they could do better with orange barrels out there as an offensive line. The Raiders can. I think that this could be a real bloodbath. But the Raiders on the other side, it's like I'll just blitz everybody until he proves me otherwise.
Right.
I will just. I mean, zero blitzes. Forget it until you prove me otherwise. I'm sending all 11. I may just do it because I think that Zach Orr, you could tell he just went bleep it. Like there was a little bit of like, let's see. And then third down came, and then he goes, oh, I can blitz on every down? We're going to blitz on every down. And that's what it was. And I mean, he looked at the line of scrimmage, and there might as well have been 40 Ravens lined up on the line of scrimmage there on Sunday. Going back and watching that all 22 yesterday and seeing all that, there might as well have been 40, 45. It was all the Ravens ever. Yeah. Art Modell was standing on this line of scrimmage for all he knew. Like, that's how bad it was.
It was also funny. I mean, obviously, blitzes, and you hear the cliche term all the time, exotic blitzes. Like, everybody had the one play isolated to, like, prove that the Browns are some insanely incompetent team. And the football guys had to come in and be like, no, that's just how they disguise the blitz.
Uh-huh.
And your quarterback is not directing, the blocking. He's not altering anything at the line of scrimmage because he hasn't seen anything before. So, and by the way, even if he had reps in practice, that wouldn't have changed things. You only get to know these things once you go out and play. I mean, John Elway famously lined up in his first game, incorrectly behind the right guard instead of the center. Like this stuff that reps in practice is not even really going to prepare you for.
So I hope you can talk me into being free on Sunday. We got today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. We got 4 days, technically, because we just started off this show. I hope you can free my spirit because I'm dreading Sunday. I really am. It is.
I kind of like that it's a road game.
It is
by
not
the way.
good.
I kind of like that it's not at home just because.
I wish it was at 1 o'clock.
I mean, you saw. Yeah, I know. I don't like that either. You saw how Dylan Gabriel was getting booed. By the way, that has to be one of the earliest times a rookie quarterback has ever been booed in his NFL career.
I heard Nick and Jonathan talking about that yesterday.
It has to be.
I don't think I think I agree with Nick on it. Where I think they were I think Dylan Gabriel is a vessel for them booing Kevin Stefanski and booing the Browns. I think they're just mad. They're mad that they're losing.
Yeah.
They're mad that the defense is playing so well. Browns fans know how good the defense is. You're seeing the defense play well. You made a great special teams play. Credit where it's due. I mean, it was fantastic. And you get to the ball at the 6-yard line. We can only get a field goal out of this thing. Like, you can't get the ball in the end zone from 6 yards out. And that's the way. And in the way I gutturally get mad at that, it's the same way a guy in the 537 got mad about that. And so, when you can't move the ball from the 6-yard line in after you've made such a great punt, points are at a premium. They spot you the ball at the 6. Kid, get the ball in the end zone. Find a way to do it, and you can't do it, and you look bad when you're trying to do it, like you got smothered while it happened. It's like, man, this is a waste of all of our time.
But
so people booed him.
That's why I'm saying I almost think it's better that this game is on the road. Even though I know there'll be a lot of Browns fans there, just because they whether their record was good or bad, people are making that trip, right?
Yes.
So you're still I saw 3-point underdogs in this game against that team I just saw last night look that bad. I just don't have any big-time expectations for this game, and I know that, again, it's probably going to mesh with your thing. Like, do you even care anymore? Like, well, we're on our third quarterback already.
I really care.
We are to the point where we've already been through Flacco. We've been through Dylan Gabriel. Look, I'd love it if this is the last quarterback of the year. I would love it if Shedeur, if there was some improvement each and every week and was able to get into a rhythm and maybe he's able to find some cohesiveness with his receivers and Tommy Rees can, figure out a play calling strategy that's going to work with him. But am I counting on any of that to happen? No, I'm not. I'm expecting it to probably look bad. Not even because I think Shidor sucks or anything like that. Like, I didn't think Joe Flacco sucked, and it looked like he sucked in this offense a lot, no matter who. That's why I asked Shedeur fans last week, are you sure you want him to get in this situation? Are you sure? Because he was a 5th-round pick, and if he looks bad, that could be it for his career. Like he's not going to get the opportunities that like a first round pick that sucks right away would get. So I was like, are you sure? And it kind of was quiet last week because I think some Shedeur fans were like, I know we think our guy is gifted and we think he's coming here to be some pioneer of football / culture and relevance and fame and superstardom. But I noticed it got kind of quiet last week before he played because people are looking around going, who's he throwing the football to? Who's the offensive line? Who's calling the plays on this Browns team?